Hi, in this video I'll be talking about extended sequence unpacking. We'll see how to assign the elements of a sequence to multiple variables in one go. We'll have a look at basic sequence assignment as a starting point. You can assign the elements of a sequence to multiple variables. The condition that must be met is that the number of the elements must be equal to the number of the variables. So first let's have a look at a typical tuple assignment. A, B, C, D equals, here we have a tuple, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we have 4 variables, here we have 4 elements, so the numbers are equal, it should work. Let's check it out. A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, and D equals 4. So these elements are assigned from left to right. We can also use a tuple assignment, like so, without parentheses. And it also works. Let's print the elements again, A, B, C, and D. As you can see, here we get the tuple, or individually A, B, C, and D. If there are different numbers of elements on both sides of the assignment operator, we get an error. Have a look. X, Y, Z equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now here we have 3 variables, here we have 5 elements, and now we get an error. Too many values to unpack, expected 3. And now let's have a look at the list assignment. Here we are assigning the elements of a list to the variables. So, again, they are assigned from left to right. For example, P is true. P was assigned true. R is assigned false. So, yeah, it's correct. T is assigned true. Let's check it out. T, true. Fine. How about string assignment? Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 variables and a string consisting of 5 elements, 5 characters. So let's now print, for example, letter 1, letter 3, and letter 5. And here they are, letter 1, 3, and 5. And one more string assignment. Here we have a variable of type string, animal equals cat. Now, this string consists of 3 characters, so we can use 3 variables, like so, and assign animal to it. And now, A was assigned C from cat, B was assigned A from cat, and C was assigned T from cat. We can assign to nested sequences as well. Have a look at this. A, B, C, D equals dog, cat. So, on the right we have 2 elements, 2 strings, dog and cat. On the left we have also 2 elements, a tuple and a simple variable. Now, this means that this tuple will be assigned this string. And inside the tuple, the particular elements A, B, C will be assigned the particular elements of this string, so D, O, and G respectively. And D will be assigned the other element, which is cat. So now let's check it out. A, B, C, D. As you can see, A, B, C equal to D, O, G respectively, and D equals cat. Or another example, A, B, C, D, E, equals dog, cat, mouse. Again, here we have three elements, this, this, and this. And on the right, we also have three elements, here, here, and here. Well, A will be assigned dog. E will be assigned mouse. And this tuple will be assigned cat. Again, inside the tuple we have three elements, three variables, and here we have three characters, which means it will work. B will be assigned C, C will be assigned A, and D will be assigned T. Fine, let's check it out. A, B, C, D, E. And here we have it. Dog, C-A-T, mouse. We can also use ranges, like for example so. A, B, C, D equals range 4. Again, it's important that the number of elements is equal here and here. Here we have 4 numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3, and here we have 4 variables. Fine, let's now print A, B, C, D. As we can see, it also works. We can also assign to loop variables provided the patterns match. For example, here we have a loop for now A, B, C, like so. So here we have a nested tuple in, and here we have a list of tuples with nested tuples where this pattern will match. So 1 and a nested tuple containing 2 and 3, for example. Fine. And another tuple 4 and a nested tuple containing 5 and 6. Okay. Now let's do something with these variables. Like for example, let's print a message, and here we'll use a formatted string, f string. And here we have A equals A. 1, 2, 3 spaces. B equals B. 1, 2, 3 spaces. C equals C. Okay? And here we have it. A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3. This is the first iteration, 1, 2, 3. And here is the second iteration, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6 were assigned to A, B, C. And now, after this lengthy introduction, let's have a look at the actual topic of this video, extended sequence unpacking. If we use the star operator, it's possible to have different numbers of elements on each side of the assignment operator. The starred variable will be assigned a list with all the leftovers that were not assigned to other variables. There may be only one starred variable. Here's a simple example. We have a list of animals containing 5 elements, and now we want to assign monkey, the first element, to one variable and the rest to another variable. So we'll have 2 variables, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements in the list. This is why we have to use a starred variable. So let's have a look. First and star rest equals animals. So first will be assigned the first element, monkey, and rest will be assigned a list with all the other elements. So let's print it out. First, monkey. Rest. Here we have a list with the remaining 4 elements. Well, we can use it also the other way around. For example, we want the 4 first elements to be assigned to one variable and this one to another. We can do it like so. most, last equals animals. So now last will be assigned the last element in the list, and most will be assigned a list with all the remaining elements. So let's have a look. Most, here we have them, and last, slug. Fine. We can even assign the elements from the middle. Here's our list again so that you can see it. And now, first, middle 3, last equals animals. Well, how does this work? First is assigned the first value, monkey. Last is assigned the last value, slug. And what is left over, the remainder, is the list of these 3 animals. This is assigned to middle 3. Let's print it out. First, monkey. Last, slug. Middle 3, snake, rhino, frog. Or, for example, like this. First, second, next to, last equals animals. Now, first was assigned monkey. Second was assigned snake. Last was assigned slug. And what was left over is rhino and frog. So these 2 elements will be assigned as a list to next to. So let's check it out. Next to equals rhino and frog. Yes. In all the above examples, we're using the animals list, but it may be any sequence. For example, we can use a tuple. Here we have a tuple of grades, A, B, C, D, E, and F. As you can see, these grades are sorted from best to worst. So let's assign them to variables like so. Best grade, other grades, worst grade. So best grade will be assigned the first element, A. Worst grade will be assigned the last element, F. And other grades will be assigned the list with all the remaining elements. Now let's print our best grade. It's A. How about our worst grade? It's F. And our other grades, B, C, D, and E. And now an example with a string. Here we have a string, word, unbelievable. And now we can assign the particular characters to variables like so. First, middle, last but one, last. Okay, let's print it out. So first is U. Last is E. Last but one is L. And middle is all the rest. And one more example with ranges. A, start B, C, D equals range 20. And let's print A, 0, C, 18, D, 19. So this is the last element because, as we remember, the range function generates numbers from 0 to 1 less than the argument passed to it. So how about B? Here we have all the rest. So all the numbers without 0, without 18, and without 19. Most of this can be achieved with slicing. The difference is that in slicing you obtain an object of the same type. So if you slice a string, you obtain a string. If you slice a list, you obtain a list. And same with tuples. Using extended sequence unpacking, you always obtain a list. Now let's have a look at how extended sequence unpacking works in loops. Here's a loop. Now A will be assigned this ampersand character in each iteration, C will be assigned this character, and the rest, which is the actual word in the middle, will be assigned to B. So let's run this code. As you can see, what we get are lists with all the remaining elements, all the remaining characters. Now, here are some special cases to note. If the number of elements to unpack is the same as the number of variables to assign to, the start variable will be assigned a list anyway. Have a look. Name equals Jenny. And now we have A, B, start C, D, E, and we want to assign the name. Now, as we can see, we have 5 variables and we have 5 characters in this string. So now let's print all the variables A, B, C, D, and E. As we can see, this variable was assigned a list with one element anyway, not just a string. Now, if there is nothing left to collect in the list with the leftovers, an empty list is assigned to the start variable. So let's use our example here, but let's add one more variable, f. So now we have 6 variables and 5 elements in this string, but one of these variables is a start variable. So A, B, D, E, and F will be assigned the characters from Jenny, and there will be nothing left for C. So C will be assigned an empty list. Have a look. A, B, C, D, E, F. And here we can see that C was assigned an empty list. Now the start assignment target on the left must be in a list or tuple, otherwise we get an error. So for example, here we have a list of numbers, nums equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we want to use a start variable A and assign nums to it. And now we get an error. Start assignment target must be in a list or tuple. So this is not in a list or tuple. This is why it doesn't work. So let it be in a list. We can use it like so. List start A equals nums. A, yeah, now it works. Now let it be in a one element tuple. So start A, comma. Now as this is a one element tuple, we have to remember to put a comma at the end. Now this equals nums. And now it works too. We can also skip the parentheses and use the tuple without the parentheses, but the comma at the end must be maintained. So this equals nums. Here, this is still a tuple, and here's the result. As mentioned before, we can achieve practically the same results using indexing and slicing, but extended sequence unpacking is usually simpler to code, so why not use it if it's out there for us to use? Okay, that's it for this video. If you like it, a thumbs up would be great. Also, make sure to subscribe for future videos. If you want to leave a comment or ask a question, you're welcome to do so. Thanks for watching.